Hello and namaste, my beautiful friends. Welcome to your planetary energy forecast for the week of January the 8th, 2024. So we're going to continue with this format that I started with last week, where I'm going to go give you an overview of the astrology, and I'm going to give you 3 ways to make sure you're working with the high vibe energies of the week, and then 3 ways that you really need to kind of avoid tapping into some of the more tense transits for the week. This is an interesting week, and I would say it's probably one of the more positive weeks that we're going to have for this coming cycle. And so it is important that you go ahead and put in the effort, the work, the time, the energy, especially when it comes to practical things, because there's some very positive earth elements happening this week. Now, we're going to start off the week on Monday the 8th, and we've got Mercury, which is in Sagittarius, which can kind of have a big mouth, big opinions, right? And it is totally square to Neptune and Pisces. This is the energy of people who are really convinced of something, but they might be really wrong. And so I would be careful digging into anything, even something philosophically that you feel very strongly about. You might not have all the information. It might not be exactly what it appears at this time. And so really do monitor the mind. Remember, Mercury is still in shadow till the 20th. And it will definitely cause some difficulties with critical thinking and trying to stay grounded in your thoughts. Especially people, I think, will be very kind of not necessarily argumentative, but opinionated, and so that kind of tones the week. And so just keep a little eye on that for the launch into the week. All right, then on the 9th, on Tuesday, we have this beautiful connection between Uranus and Taurus and the Sun and Capricorn. This is a magical element. This really brings in positivity, luck, blessings, sudden shocking synchronicities. But sometimes there's a but, right? But that Sun in Capricorn is also prepping this week to come into a clash, a square, a difficult angle to the nodes of fate, the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra. And I really see this as kind of issues with authority figures. It's going to really highlight the relationships that are not working for you, or where there's a power imbalance in some of your relationships. There could really be this push-pull between that Aries Libra axis of your chart, right? They stand across the sky and very much represent the individual and the partnered person, right? And so you're in this, we're all in this vibe for the rest of this year, in this lunar node configuration that is highlighting relationships and partnerships. But watch for that beautiful connection between Uranus, because if you believe in that spark, that insight that comes from the Uranian magic, there could be something that comes along, and it's almost like something has to start falling apart for you to see that it could be magically put together in a new way. So I want you to watch for that. Now, we've got some long moon voids to watch out for on the 9th, 1:24 p.m. in the afternoon until 8:33 p.m. Eastern. So starting at like 1:24 in the afternoon, especially East Coast, nothing's going to stick that afternoon. So no firm signing of contracts, big decisions, right? Now we begin to also pick up a beautiful energy between Mars, which is also in Capricorn, and Saturn. So this is just a little spark of luck between that Capricorn and Pisces area of life. Now, Mars Saturn can be a little bit of a difficult energy, but I see it more as this opportunity to really lock in and foundation some of the things in the Capricorn area of life for you. So even though there's going to be a little bit of a challenge, on one hand, there's also going to be this synchronicity, luck, blessings, and the ability to foundation something. All right, that is all. It's going to exist simultaneously this week, and should be pretty fascinating to watch. Our new moon occurs on January 11th, and this new moon is at 6:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so please adjust for your time zone, and it's at 20 degrees 44 minutes, again in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn really highlighted during your season this month. And so this has some abundant blessings and some challenges, right? But really think about that, especially with that lovely connection to the Uranian energy. The Sun is squaring the nodes, really asking you like who's coming with you into your future and who belongs staying in your past. There's a beautiful connection between Venus and Sagittarius and the Chiron in Aries, which brings abundant opportunities for healing through love and through, I really see this Chiron in Aries as being like the journey to independence, to heal the part of you that that doesn't feel whole within relationship in some way. And so really think about some of those themes while it's picking up that lovely Venus energy. And then there's another moon void that evening, 9:33 p.m. Eastern till 10:01 p.m. Eastern. Remember, the moon is in the morning, but go ahead and do your rituals certainly before evening time. All right, then we have another gorgeous piece of earth energy flowing. We begin to pick up on January 12th, Mars in Capricorn trying to Jupiter in Taurus. All right, and so this is really bringing in this kind of like practical action-oriented energy that is foundationing in positive ways, right? So go ahead and, do the work, put in the energy, commit, and positive things will flow from that. All right, now Mercury on the 13th will move into Capricorn, right? Where it was before, right? It's still not out of shadow, right? But moves into the Capricorn on the 13th. And so that really also shifts the mindset, takes it out of that, clash with Neptune that it was in Sagittarius, begins to ground a little bit more practical ideas, practical conversations, a little less of that fiery Sagittarius and a little bit more earth, which is good. There's a moon void on the 13th as well, 4:59 p.m. Eastern until 10:29 p.m. Eastern. And we wrap the week with Venus in Sagittarius, trining to the North Node in Aries and sextile to the South Node. So it comes off of that gorgeous connection to Chiron and picks up a beautiful connection to the nodes. I feel like this is really a healing love energy vibe, which really helps you, like at the beginning of the week, you're like, wow, that's not working. And the answer is love. The answer is love. So I have a listing here of 3 ways to high vibe the week. And I'm really saying, 1, see the synchronicities and embrace them. If something pops up and you're like, wow, I kind of can't believe that happened, follow it through, okay? Don't just let the magic float out there and be like, wow, amazing, yeah, maybe that'll happen again. No, it might not happen again, all right? And then 2, do the practical, mundane things that relate to earth-related things. So this is a great week to figure out what CSA you're going to sign up for. If you're going to make any, and I'm not a financial astrologer or a financial consultant, but if you're making some moves financially, moving your investments, dealing with take care of those practical things. You got a leak in your roof, get that thing taken care of. You need to call the plumber, get that done. You need to clean out the closets, clean out the closets. Do all the practical earth things that need to be done this week. And also, see the ways that love can be healing, whether it's your love, the love that you offer and give, or the love that you receive. See if you can really find that Venusian, Sagittarian kind of, love the world, love big enough to heal everyone and everything. See if you can tap into that vibe. Now, 3 ways that 3 energies that you need to minimize this week and really keep an eye on is 1, delusional thinking or false philosophies. That's really with that Neptune, Mercury. And so, don't follow every internet scheme down the rabbit hole. There's going to be some definite confusion out there. And, if at some point you realize that you're deluding yourself about something, try to straighten back up. Kriyananda would always say that any delusion is self-delusion, that we do it to ourselves. But try to polish it up this week and don't fall into those false philosophies. Number 2, don't miss opportunities, especially opportunities that are practical, that have to do with money, resources, time, energy, any of that good Tauran stuff, good Capricorn stuff, the good earth stuff. Go ahead and get those things done. Don't miss those opportunities. And finally, do not allow yourself to become rigid in your thinking, especially when it comes to relationships. If your relationship needs an upgrade, and that doesn't mean necessarily a new person, right? But if you need to work on communication, you need to make sure you're spending more time together. You need to, have a sit down and let's get serious about how this is working. Maybe with a business relationship, you really need to be like, hey, I feel like the allocation of our time and energy is not fair. Like we need to figure this out. Don't be afraid. Don't shy away from those opportunities as they come up, because they might be highlighted this week. And to the extent that you leave those things kind of floating out there, when the more volatile energy hits over these next couple months, those things will blow up in your face if you don't tend to them. So tend to those now. All right. Well, I hope you found this useful, helpful. I love the little feedback, so drop a comment below. I am excited about some new exciting things happening for me and my teaching, so be sure to sign up for my newsletter to find out all that good stuff. And let's see what the tarot has in store for us this week. Hello, my beautiful friends. Namaste, and welcome to your Planetary Energy Forecast Tarot Spread. Isis Lotus Tarot Spread for the week of January the 8th, 2024. So let's check it out, see what the two different ways to work with the energies for the week for the collective are. All right. So the first card is the basic influence of the past, and that's the Four of Swords, which says you've been putting things in place, getting things together, but you're kind of in this like, okay, hang on, gotta like wait for the right opportunity. And then there's you, Six of Swords, trying to move in the right direction, put things back together, make plans and move forward. The present environment, the Hanging Man. It's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel like you're not quite where you need to be. Like, it's interesting that both the Four of Swords and this tends to indicate like a gathering time, a preparatory time, but a not yet kind of energy. And then there's the beginning of the culmination of these, which is the Ace of Wands, which are new beginnings, initiating, taking action to start new things. Key card of the future, Two of Wands. So a decision needs to be made this week. Typically, I think of this card as being like either one is good. You just have to like not just kind of stand in that like indecision. You're going to have to choose. All right. And the two ways that you could take this is one, Ten of Wands, you acknowledging that you're making things harder than you need to, or Knight of Swords, which is actions taken that are mental in nature, being very active, proactive, having the conversation, sending the email, doing that. All right. Now, the near future detail card is the Emperor. So this is an important week, very important week. All right. And the modifiers on the Ten of Wands side, Five of Pentacles. So you have to watch that you're not spending too much time or energy, or that you feel like you're just left out in some way, that you're, I don't know, you just don't feel like you're in the right spot. With the Knight of Swords, we've got the King of Swords. So again, very mental energy, idea-oriented, having conversations. On the Ten of Wands side, we've also got the King of Wands. And so we are coming from this Emperor energy, right? You feel kind of left out. The King of Wands says, well, I'm going to move forward and move past. Over on the Knight of Swords side, King of Swords, you've got to watch that you are not really focused on what didn't work. Right? You're trying to be logical, trying to be rational about the things that you're moving forward to. But emotionally, it can be easy to get distracted by hurt feelings or things feeling like they didn't work out the way you wanted to, instead of focusing on what is working out. Our two possible solutions for the week. On the Ten of Wands side, we've got the Fool. So infinite possibility here, but lots of potential. On the Knight of Swords side, we have the Six of Wands. So recognition, being seen, leadership qualities. Okay, a Ten of Wands side paired with the Fool, the Ten of Swords. Interesting. So there's a distinct kind of like endings kind of vibe over here on this Ten of Wands side. And on the Knight of Swords side, I've got two cards popping up. Page of Cups, which is new beginnings that are emotionally fulfilling, new projects, new adventures. Three of Swords, but complicated emotions about that. So this is a week that you clearly have a decision to make. And then once you make that decision, it can send you in two different directions. Either way, you've got to embrace this Emperor energy of like, this is my life and I need to make decisions. Okay. So on this one side, there could be a decision that you make and immediately you feel like, wow, I've taken on too much. I'm doing this the wrong way. I'm getting the feeling that it's not quite right.
I think you need to initiate and reset and think back to like what it is that you really want. Give yourself infinite possibilities. And when you do that, there will be a natural ending of something. It won't work out, and that will free you up. On the other side, I view it more as like, okay, you have an idea. You make the choice, and then there's the idea. You take the idea and you take it into action. You next level it. Now, it doesn't mean you might not have some moments of indecision, or even just the emotions, like the inner intuition, just kind of like not lining up with the logical steps you're taking. But you'll know you're on the right path when other people begin to see it, admire, recognize. You feel like you are like able to see your own positive choices and positive traits, and then you can start something new. But it looks like there might be some complicated emotions with that as well too. So both sides indicate a certain amount of emotionality this week, which makes sense when you figure all the things that are happening. Try to stay steady and focused, and remember, embrace that energy of the Emperor. All right, friends, have a marvelous week. Bye. Laughing at me trying to film a video, and I have a cat literally under my chin sitting on the cards. Berlioz, I need you to move. I need you to move. He's like, I just want to cuddle.